Melbourne, Australia is known as the sporting capital of Australia, and there are probably 3 sports that I really love watching live here in Melbourne. First sport is cricket. The second sport that's really good to watch in Melbourne is the Formula 1. And the third sport I love watching here in Melbourne, it's the tennis. Of course it's the tennis. Honest with you out there, I'm not the biggest tennis fan in the world, but the fact that we have Melbourne Park here about 20 minutes from where I live, it's walking distance for me. The fact that we have one of the 4 major Grand Slams down here in Melbourne, for someone who really likes sport, I do love coming down here for the whole sporting event and everything that goes on. Not that fussed about the tennis, and to be honest with you, I can probably name about 2 players. But the fact that it's here on the doorstep, and the fact that Melbourne puts on events like this so well, it's just a brilliant time of year for everyone who loves Melbourne as much as I do. It is also consistently the only time of the year here in Melbourne where you can guarantee it's going to be warm. I don't know what it is about the Australian Open in these 2 weeks of the year. The rest of the year can be hot, it can be really cold, it can be icy, it can be sunny. But the Australian Open here in Melbourne, always hot.
The 5th seed has been to the 4th round in the last 2 Australian Opens, which she's got some great form.
That's better. Jackie wanted to come over to the practice courts. This is the area of the Australian Open where you can watch the players warming up before their games, but she wanted to come down here to the practice courts to watch this guy called Berrettini. I'm not sure why she was really insistent on coming down and watching him. I think it's probably just maybe she loves Italy. I know she loves Italian food and the culture, or maybe it's just his playing style. There's something that drew her down here, and now I can't. She's at the front of the crowd and I can't get to her, and I don't think we're ever leaving this place.
That was a really important.
It's already almost touching 30 degrees Celsius. It's going to be 35 degrees today. So in this eating area, this is actually new this year for the Australian Open here in Melbourne. They've got these shades, these sort of big shade cloths up the top, which are really good. Didn't have those last year, so everyone was just kind of sitting on the grass baking because it was just as hot. But it is expected to get up to 35, 36 degrees Celsius today, so we'll see how we go.
In particular, she uses her wrists so well to start being able to get that power.
Just give you a little tour of all the food options that you have down here at the Australian Open, starting with Canada clubs are always here, but the food. Italian, you've got Mexican, Mr. Beast burgers, there's Middle Eastern food from Indian streets, Vietnamese.
Matches to come on Rod Laver Arena,
So they've actually now, they've closed, can't be too loud, they've closed the courts. This is the 1573 stadium here. They've closed all the outdoor courts because of the heat, because it's like 35 degrees Celsius now. So there was a game going on here about 5 minutes ago. Nothing now, everybody's left. The stands are all empty and everybody's gone to try and find air conditioning or try and find some water or just get away from the heat. But the players have been told to stop, so the games have stopped for a minute. I get it. I wouldn't want to be playing in 35 degree heat either. You do get yourself a general admission ground pass, like a ticket which doesn't give you access to specific stadiums. And you can still go into the Kia Arena, this one here behind me. There was a good game on there just now, apparently. There was an Australian... So again, I know very little about tennis, but there was a good game, like one of the local Australian talents, one of the wildcard talents, just won. You can see inside here, actually. So if you did want an option for being able to see a couple of stadium games without actually buying the tickets for like Rod Laver and John Cain Arena and Margaret Court, I think you need to pay for all three of those, then you can still get into this one. Air conditioning, yes. All right, this is inside Rod Laver Arena now. This is where we've got tickets this afternoon for the game between Andy Murray and the Berrettini person. Still don't know his first. They've closed the roof now as well because of the heat outside, but that's kind of good for us because it means that they've also turned the air conditioning on, so it should stay cool in here. Very lucky to be here. We've been sat, how long's the match been going on for?
3 hours 40.
We've been sat in here for 3 hours 40 minutes now, it's 2 sets apiece. It's actually quite good that the match is going on for a long time because it's still really hot outside, but they've opened up the outside courts and they're all playing again now, so one more set and then we might brave the heat again. I'm sorry about your boy.
That's okay. Who doesn't love Andy Murray?
I know, it's so good to see
and
Andy
he
win.
deserved to win.
Do you think he deserved to win?
Oh, absolutely. He 100% deserved, but Matteo is so pretty.
He is very pretty, I will give you that one. Now the Australian Open is sort of divided into this afternoon session which we've been to, and then it turns into the evening session which is happening now. But we thought we might hang around a little bit longer, maybe grab a drink. The only thing is, and I don't want to turn this into like a weather vlog, but it's been hot all day, and now typical Melbourne style, look what's about to hit us.
You did have it recently as well.
Summertime in Melbourne, guys. Summertime in Melbourne. Is that hail?